Just on the favourite subject of the moment of the Epstein thing, if this was in the UK, and I hope it's the same in America, there would be very good investigative reporters right now looking into getting in touch with the staff from Epstein Island and the girls who were put on there, and going through them to get the story. My concern is, I mean, there are some great investigative reporters like Bob Woodward in America. My concern would be then, given that they get the information, and let's face it, we know he did it, assuming they get the information, which we know they're going to get, would that information get disseminated to the mass of Americans? Because at the moment, the media is so dissected. You know, you've got the right-wing media, you've got the real media. Would that information, if that story was put together by a really good, really articulate, really smart reporter like a Bob Woodward type, would it get to the people?
But Paul, here's why
that's my concern. It wouldn't get there.
Paul, here's why that's so difficult, though, because you have so many victims that don't want to come forward, that don't want to be identified. And I would be very scared if I was them as well. Can you imagine, allegedly, hypothetically speaking, if Donald Trump did do something with an underage girl, and that girl is obviously now a woman now with a job, whether it be 30s or 40s, and you know, how afraid they would be to come forward. So it's a very, very touchy situation, and it's very difficult.
Do you think that?
Yeah, well, that's what happened with the 13-year-old girl. That's what happened with her.
Well, they've already done the investigation. Okay, a lot of this has been investigated, but I think what you're asking for is, how do we get it out to the public? How do we expose the information? Because there doesn't really need to be an investigative reporter. They know everything. Adam Schiff was on the record. They recorded everything that was brought out in the deposition.
Well, let me ask you this, Paul, because this is something that I was unaware of, and this is being reported on by Midas Touch. And by the way, I love Midas Touch.
Me too.
Very good journalist over there.
So do I.
And they are saying that allegedly Mar-a-Lago was used as the grounds in cases to sex traffic underage girls. They say it's documented. It's undisputed fact that Trump hired underage girl Virginia Giuffre after she was homeless. And I guess that was learned in the Maxwell case, where Maxwell trafficked for Epstein, that Giuffre was at Mar-a-Lago, brought her to Epstein. Epstein trafficked her, and that's how Mar-a-Lago was used by Epstein. So that is being reported right now by Midas Touch. And I mean, obviously, if that is true, then that would obviously be a crime. And I would be willing to believe that Donald Trump certainly knew what was going on.
Something that's not brought out too often is Maxwell was convicted, right? So all that information came out. How do you think they convicted her with no information, with no proof? And what about Epstein? He was convicted with proof, and they're saying that none of this ever happened, that the files don't exist. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's insane. And by the way, I mean, I love Midas Touch as well, and they're rock solid.
They are.
They are.
You know, if they put something out, they know
it's why I have those guys on every week. Ron Filipkowski has been doing my show every week for the last year. Adam Mockler is a personal friend of mine. I've talked to Ben and those guys over there. They're wonderful people. Paul, I appreciate your call, my friend. Always good to hear from you, calling from the UK. I love it that people listen to this show all over the world. I am humbled by that as this show continues to grow.
Canada